Whoa. Producer Rod, what do we got here?
We got the Boox Go 7.
Oh, the Boox Go 7.
Yeah.
The Nomad Killer, right?
It's
I mean,
not a
they
Nomad
finally
Killer.
made a small little
Please
device,
don't
no front
call it
light,
that.
black and white,
It's not a Nomad Killer.
small form factor, writing surface, right?
And it
you know,
doesn't
all
have a
that.
writing surface either.
Wait, no writing surface.
Right. It's got an active stylus, no EMR.
Wait, active stylus?
Right. It's note taking is a secondary thing, man.
The notes are an afterthought? Wait, let's just get this correct. Active stylus and no Wacom.
Right.
Notes are an afterthought.
Right.
And no writing surface?
It's an e-reader, man.
And you call this the Nomad
I
Killer?
never called it that.
Like,
I never
why do
called
we
it
even
that.
have this?
Dude, you said you wanted to talk crap about it.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I did want to talk crap. How's it going, everyone? Roger here, Rants About Tech. If you're new here, welcome. Consider hitting the subscribe button for me. And to the crew, let's go ahead and get them likes up. So as the title suggests, we have the Go 7 here in the studio to unbox. I literally called this thing the Nomad Killer when it first released. I knew nothing at the time, though. This was just sight unseen. The thought was, Onyx is making a smaller e-ink device, which they haven't really made a smaller e-ink device that I could like sink my teeth into, other than the Tab Mini C over here. The Tab Mini C's been doing work for a long time. They need to update this thing. Actually, no, don't update it. Just leave it be. We don't need you to ruin it like you did the GOAT. I won't even get into that. But hey, we got the Go 7 here, and we're gonna find out what it's actually about. We got the active stylus, which basically means this is a USI tablet, just like the Remarkable Paper Pro. It's not using Wacom, it's using USI, which is a different stylus technology, different screen technology to accept that input from the new stylus. So I really just want to see if it's good. To be honest with you guys, I don't care about this. I can throw this in the trash. I didn't throw it in the trash, it's still here, but I have no need for this. No writing surface, active stylus, which means it's gonna be trash compared to Wacom for writing. Like, if you don't care, if you're just like, okay, I just want a stylus to pick icons, because I want to keep my device pretty and clean. I don't want fingertip oils on it. That's when you do USI. If you're just picking icons, the moment you start to draw, it all falls apart. Do I know that for certain? No. I just know what I know from my limited experience with the Remarkable Paper Pro and its USI stylus. It's good. They don't do a bad job with that. But nothing tells me that Onyx is going to get USI right. Remarkable, they put time and effort into it. It took them 5 years to come out with. This probably took 2 days to make. We're going to open her up and figure out what's what on this particular device, but I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful here. We got the Meta Ray-Bans on, as you can tell. We're going to do a live stream here when we do the unboxing of the actual device. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have for stats on the device. So we're going to throw those stats right up here. But it's regular standard fare for any device of this type. Dimensions are 156 by 137 by 6.4. So 6.4 millimeters thick. It's thicker than what the bigger writing tablets are. I really don't see the draw in this. If you're looking for an e-reader, yes, we take notes over here though. So I'm not sure how useful this is going to be to me. Again, this purchase was all about talking crap, and we're going to do it. Let's go ahead and open her up. All right, so we have the Go 7 series here, and let's go ahead and bust this open so we can check it out. Packaging is pretty much like I expected it to be, pretty much on par with every other Boox device that I've gotten. With the cushioned top part of the box and the slide-in type sheath cover they have for it. Typical Onyx Boox fare there. Let's go ahead and take this out. Look at the back. Yeah, I don't know why, but Onyx has a chalky thing going on with their plastic wraps on their devices. You can see the chalkiness right here, but you can slide it out nicely and neatly. And here's the device here, upside down. we're going to take a look at this. Let's just set this aside for a second and take a look at what else we have in the box. We also have the box here with, there we go, get that out of there. Oh, that was just the cover. So we got a power cable here. Standard Onyx Boox fare right here. It's a substantial cable. So Onyx usually makes pretty substantial cables with, or ships pretty substantial cables with their devices, and I really appreciate that. I'm not sure if it gets more power. I'm not sure if it's capable of fast charging at all, but they're substantial. They're thick. They make you feel like they're going to do something special, even if they don't. And that's almost as good. So we have a SIM ejection tool right here. Get that out of the way in. All right. And we also have the documentation here, which, you know, we don't need any of that. I don't think we need these cables or anything either, or the SIM injection tool. I think we're good to go. I don't think we need any of that stuff for what we're doing here, and we'll just put that back in there. I'm wholeheartedly expecting to hate this device. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm wholeheartedly expecting to hate it. But hey, we'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the device here. First thoughts of what I think about the Go 7. I think the same thing I thought about it when I first saw it, which was that it's too square for me to use as a note taker. Like, I get the form factor. For an e-reader, this is great. This is great for an e-reader. But for me taking notes, not so much, not so much. The form factor just feels weird. That, coupled with the fact that if I turn it the way that I want to use it with the buttons on the left hand like I would normally do something, it's upside down now. And now that it's upside down, oh boy, where's the power? Oh, the power button is over here, and the power cable is over here. Look at this. Why is the power right there? Why is that right there? It's just the most inconvenient spot. If you're using it like this, you got the power cable coming out of this side over here, right? It just feels, I guess it's not too bad. But if you're using it like I would use it, then your hand is blocking the power, so you wouldn't be able to use it while it's charging, which is not a big deal, right? But whatever. All right. So the form factor is not good for me for note taking. It's just too square. Could you? Yeah. I wouldn't want to though. And the size is good, but if they need to cut this off of it, if this device looked like this with symmetrical bezels all the way around, which would have made it more of a rectangular shape, I'd be with it. This wouldn't be a manta killer, but I might consider keeping it because it's a small books product. Oh, that glassy surface though. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I don't like that. All right, we're going to get into that. But anyway, form factor wise, I don't really like the squared off shape of it for a note taker. For an e-reader, perfect. I actually have the Go 7 Color, Go Color 7. Last year's variety of this particular device with color. Excellent little e-reader for e-reading. I would not want to use that device for note-taking, and the same goes for this device right here. One of the gripes I had about the Go Color 7 was the buttons, how they felt cheap and they like rattled. These buttons though, they're more rounded. I like them. They feel better. Somewhat of a rattle, but not like last year. So these buttons are an improvement over what last year brought us. Where's the power button? So we can get in here and see what's going on. There's the power button on the bottom. Actually, let's go over what this thing has. So we got the power button that's at the bottom. On the right side of the device, we have the tactile buttons here for page turns and whatnot. On the left side, we have what looks like a speaker hole here. Or no, a microphone hole right here. And over here, it looks like we have two speaker grills on the right side of the device, the power USB-C power port, and a SIM tray for probably SD card. So you could throw expanded storage in there as well. And that seems to be all the UI or all the I/O they have on the device. The back of the device is just like last year's. It's highly textured. It feels really good. You're not going to see like oily fingerprints on the back of this, which is really good too. Yeah, I like the back. The back is superb. I think they should do this kind of thing on all the devices, honestly. It gives it a nice little feel. But anyway, let's go ahead and turn this thing on. All right, so turning it on for the first time here. We got the Boox logo. All right, so right here we have the language selection here. So let's go ahead and do that. We have the user agreement and privacy policy. Let's just skip past that. Take my info. I know you're going to do it anyway. Region, United States. Time zone, let's change that to Eastern. There we go. Time set automatically, yes. Date and time, we're good to go on that. Let's get past that. So we have auto sleep here. That's decent. Navigation bar. I don't really do navigation bars on the Onyx devices. I always do gesture navigation, so we're going to go with bottom gestures for that. E-ink center. Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with the way the gestures go. I don't use the side gestures for anything, so we're going to skip past that. Oh, I do use that though. Yeah, I do use that. I do use the swipe from the sides. That's pretty cool. I don't use the swipe up and down on the sides. That's too complicated. All right, connect the stylus. Instantly experience more efficient writing and drawing. Make sure your pen is charged. So we have a pen here, and the pen is charged. Oop, there we go. And the pen is charged. It should just connect, right? Oh, it's good. So we're good there. Try to write within the area. Okay. Pen is active. Good to go. 61%. This is not an InkSense pen at all, but it says InkSense right there. Jay brought this up in his initial video of this, which was awesome. Go check out Jay's video. I'll actually link that in the description. He did an awesome first video. His enthusiasm was the video. But yeah, let's skip through. Just setup is complete. Starting your books now. All right, so right here it says customize scan path. We won't do that just yet, but let's look down at the bottom here. We have library, we have store, notes, storage, apps, and settings. You know what I care about, so let's dive right into this notes real quick. All right, so we are in, Naviball. Let's move that out of the way. All right, so we are in the notes app right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the writing is like, shall we? Alright, so I just came across my first problem with these buttons, okay? This is one of the reasons I don't want buttons on a note taker. I'm writing and my hand's going across and it hits the buttons right here. Like my hand is now on top of those buttons, and while I was writing, it hit the button and it took away my writing. That's why I don't want buttons on a note taker. I mean, that's not like where they are. Off to the side of where my hand isn't at, fine. But anyway, I could just do this, right, and turn it upside down. That's actually what I'll do. That's what I'll do, actually. Let's do that. Let's get it to where this is upside down. There we go. All right, now my hand won't hit the buttons, and we should be good. Let's see if the eraser works here. So the eraser on this USI 2.0 pen didn't work on the Remarkable Paper Pro. And this eraser on this pen is not working on the Go 7 right here either. So USI 2.0 pen, marketed for compatibility and interoperability, not compatible or interoperable completely with this device or the Remarkable Paper Pro. The eraser doesn't work on this particular device from this USI pen. So we can see that, I guess I did the undo button. Oh, that's interesting. All right, the eraser doesn't work, so we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop doing that. But we can do this, right? This still works. The AI gestures. Wow. Holy crap! Oh, maybe I need to turn them on. All right, so there we go. Oh, I gotta turn on. You have to turn on Wi-Fi to use the scribble functionality. That's crazy. All right, Chad, hold on. Let me get on Wi-Fi real quick. So we're connected to Wi-Fi now. So let's go ahead and turn the scribbles on. I've connected to Wi-Fi. I'm trying to turn on these features here, and they won't turn on. Load recognition engine. What do you mean load recognition engine? Oh, there we go. It took a long time to load. So that's what it was, you guys. So that I'm turning all of these on. That took a really long time to load. And honestly, I've never seen that loading message ever on any of my devices. That's a totally new thing that I've never seen. Yeah, I'm confused as to why that's a thing on here, but we'll push forward. So we turned the scribbles on. So let's go ahead and use the scribbles, see if they worked. Okay, so the scribbles work. Okay, so the writing on it is, when you're writing, it looks like trash, but they quickly do anti-aliasing on it, and it cleans it right up. So I can't really complain about that. And the lines that it draws, I mean, I really can't complain about those either. Let's look at the Remarkable Paper Pro pen. So this is the Remarkable Paper Pro pen right here. And we're going to check it and see if it draws decent enough lines on this device too. So let's check it out. Ooh, that's interesting, chat. All right, so it looks like the Remarkable Paper Pro pen doesn't work on the Go 7 right here. That's interesting. Even though the pen that I bought off Amazon will work on the Go 7. And it also works on the Remarkable Paper Pro, as I showed earlier in the video. Super interesting. So this is a more compatible pen with USI than the Remarkable Paper Pro pen is, which I guess is to be expected. They're definitely doing something special with their USI pen that maybe other manufacturers aren't doing. Maybe they've done some extra coating on it or something to make it better. But I know that the Remarkable Paper Pro pen works better on the Remarkable Paper Pro than this generic USI 2.0 pen does. But anyway, it's super interesting that this works on here. Well, what about pressure sensitivity? Let's look at that. Yeah, the pressure sensitivity is impressive though. The pressure sensitivity on this particular pen with the Go 7 is better than the pressure sensitivity on the AI paper, and better than the pressure sensitivity on the eNote device from Penstar. When you try to go from a light line to a dark line on those devices, there's a really visible delineation between the two. It goes from being really light to all of a sudden abruptly being really thick. There's a nice progression here when you go from light to dark with this particular pen. I like that. I was skeptical about that at first, but that's working out really well. So that's the thing on this device here. This is just the eReader, everyone. They implemented the Notes app in here because I guarantee what happened was they added pen functionality just for people who want to touch with their pen and maybe annotate on books that they're reading. And they were like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and throw the Notes app in here. Let's just go ahead and throw the Notes app in here. We're giving people the ability to take notes on what they're reading anyway. Let's just throw the Notes app in. And USI is a cheap and easy way to get writing on a device you didn't have writing on before. And I think that's what this is. That's what this is. This is just an e-reader that they were allowing you to take notes on what you're reading in the Reader app. And because of that, someone had the bright idea of saying, let's just throw the Notes app in there and call it a note-taking app. This is not a note-taking app, everybody. This is just an e-reader. And from what I can tell, you're probably just better off and using this thing as a way to take notes, just like I said, on the things that you're reading in the sidebar. Or if you're making annotations on what you're on your notes. But to take a whole actual note on this, I don't know. I think that was the only thing we needed to test on this particular device. We wanted to test the pen. We saw that. The compatibility is there. It just doesn't. The eraser doesn't work on this particular one. Let's see if the eraser works on the Remarkable Paper Pro pen. I doubt it because it doesn't do anything else. Nope. Nope. So the Remarkable Paper Pro USI pen doesn't work in any capacity on this particular device. All right, so that was the note-taking functionality of this particular device. Let's see what else we have here. So we have the library here where you can search by your recent reads, and you can look through your whole library. This cuts your library up into different folders, whether it's your books, shop, things that you've pushed to the device, Wi-Fi transfer, downloads, and things like that. This is going to be the backups for your books and all of your notes and things like that. And we also have a favorite section along with search. And then we got maybe the statistics for your reading. And we also have sorting for that. So we also have your store right here where you can download free and open source in the free domain of books. We have your notes like we just went through. We have the storage where you can see how your storage shakes out. And then we also have a apps section here where you can download apps to this device from the Google Play Store, which is one of the good things about this particular device. It has the Android Play Store on here, and you can download almost any app that's on that Play Store to this device, which makes this almost a jack of all trades kind of thing. Again, ink limits your functionality of these devices because it's locked to a particular frame rate. You don't have color on here, so those things that you need to take care of. I saw that there was a front light. Let's take a look at this. Is there a front light? There is a front light. Wow. Okay. Wow, okay. So there's a front light here as well, so you can read in the dark. Yeah, I didn't think this thing had a front light to it, but definitely has a front light to it as well. Let's take a look at the settings real quick. So as far as the settings go, it's standard settings fare for Onyx Boox devices here. We have languages, date, power, password, accounts, system display, gestures, server. Actually, system display might yield some information about this USI thing. But no, we don't get any USI specific information there. Gestures, system update, feedback, user manual, smart button settings, store settings, and Stylus. Let's look at the Stylus settings. So there's no real settings for the particular pen here. I thought there might be some USI specific settings that we may get above and beyond what we got in Wacom devices, but it doesn't seem to be a thing here. This is essentially just a Go Color 7 from last year with better buttons, no color, and a capacitive layer that can take USI 2.0 input from a USI 2.0 pen. Because 1.0 is not backwards compatible. For all we know, this could be USI 1.0 just to cut down on incompatibility issues, because 2.0 will work on 1.0, but 1.0 won't work on 2.0. So they might have just put USI 1.0 technology in these particular devices to make the compatibility as broad as it could be. We won't know that for a while, so I'm going to do more research on this particular device and find those particular facts out so we can bring those to the forefront. So everybody, this is not going to be the Nomad killer like producer Rod over there thought it would be.
I never said that.
Like I said, this is just good for like maybe annotating on things you're reading, right? Not really note taking. And if you're like someone who doesn't want to touch the screen and get your screen all like greasy and stuff, then you're gonna use this, right? That's what this is gonna. I think this is what this device is for. It's a far cry from a Nomad killer. They gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to do that. And Onyx, they don't wake up early in the morning at all. They sleep until noon. All right, everyone, that's gonna be the introduction to the Go 7 and the unboxing and first impressions that I'm doing here. So what do I think? I think it's a good e-reader. I think they made some improvements over last year's e-reader, especially with the buttons. I'm going to see what other area they made improvements. That buttons are probably the only improvement they made on this as far as hardware goes, because it looks exactly the same, feels exactly the same. Yeah. Weird situation with the color of the devices. So the black device seems to only have a anti-glare coating on the screen. The white device, from what I'm understanding from everyone, is going to have a writing film over the screen. As far as the ink Sense pen, I'll try to get that InkSense pen, the one that works with this, the one that on the website says it's only compatible with this and the Go Color 7 2nd gen. Other people saying it's compatible with other devices. I go with what the company says. If the company says it's compatible or not compatible, then okay, I believe you. But people have been trying it on other devices, and it's, I guess, working on other devices. But we're going to get it in and test it ourselves to see. So the pen that I bought seems to be a decent pen. It works on the Remarkable Paper Pro, works on the Go Color 7. Although the Remarkable Paper Pro pen, which is USI 2.0, does not work on the, what we think is USI 2.0, does not work on the Go 7 here. So interoperability issues with USI already, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to get this, is to test how compatible these devices and Styli were between all of the different manufacturers. And at least the case of Onyx and Remarkable, it's not total interoperability there. I mean, it's not any interoperability there at all, to be honest with you. And we're going to test the actual pen that comes with this when it comes available on their website. I don't like the way the plastic palm tip on this particular USI pen feels on the glass surface here. The film on the glass surface will wear in. It's kind of inconsistent right now, which is par for the course for Onyx devices when you get them out of the package. It takes about a day or so for the writing surface to kind of wear in, I guess as it were, and feel more uniform, because right now it doesn't feel uniform at all. But like I said, that's par for the course for Onyx devices. That'll go away in about a day. So I'll have more information on that as the days progress and the weeks progress on this particular device. So stay tuned to the channel if you want to see more information on this. Get subscribed to the channel as well if you want to see more. And also down in the descriptions, there's a Discord link if you want to keep the conversation going there. Yeah, so those are my first impressions and first take on this particular Onyx device, the Boox Go 7. It looks like it's going to be a really good e-reader like the other ones were. As far as note-taking though, the jury is out. The writing seems to be good with the stylus that I have. Not totally functional, but it seems to be good. A little bit of wobbles on the slow line draw, but if you're just writing normally, it's not something you will really notice as far as I'm concerned. But again, more testing will be done. Stay tuned to the channel if you want to see more of those. I think it's okay. We'll dig into it and figure out more. But until then, everybody, get subscribed. Go ahead and like if you liked. And until next time, take care.